Under President Joe Biden, the price of eggs has surged a staggering 237%, and according to SEC Rollins, the silence from the mainstream media has been deafening. The day after Trump's inauguration, suddenly everyone was asking why eggs were so expensive, Rollins pointed out. But when prices exploded under Biden, crickets. This isn't just about eggs. It's a perfect snapshot of America's inflation crisis, media bias, and the economic burden that's crushing middle and working class families. In this script, we break down why egg prices really went up, what policies made it worse, why media coverage is selective, and what it says about the system we're living under. How bad did it get? Egg prices didn't just rise, they exploded. According to USDA data, the national average for a dozen eggs jumped from $1.40 in 2020 to over $4.70 by 2023. That's a 237% increase, more than triple the cost in just 2 years. Yes, avian flu played a role, but no, that's not the whole story. What's behind this spike? Let's break it down. 1. Avian flu, bird flu. The U.S. lost tens of millions of laying hens in 2022 due to the avian flu. Less supply, more demand, higher prices. Basic economics. But here's the catch. Outbreaks happen often. The real question is, why was the system so fragile this time? 2. Feed and fuel costs soared. Thanks to Biden's energy policies, fuel and transportation costs hit record highs. Fertilizer and feed, both reliant on petroleum and global supply chains, became more expensive. When diesel crosses $6 a gallon, every step in the food chain feels it. 3. Labor shortages and regulations. During COVID, government policies kept workers home, shuttered processing plants, and made logistics harder. Biden-era regulatory pressure increased compliance costs across agriculture, from labor mandates to environmental rules. 4. Stimulus-fueled inflation. Let's not forget the trillions in printed money. The Federal Reserve's flood of fiat in response to COVID lockdowns devalued the dollar. More dollars chasing fewer goods, inflation. Eggs were just one of many casualties. Why the silence? Rollins hits a nerve here. Where was the outrage from the press? When prices rose under Trump, every breakfast table was a political battlefield. Editorials lamented food insecurity. News anchors grilled economists over 30-cent increases. But when the jump was over 200% under Biden, the narrative disappeared. Why? Corporate media serves political narratives, not the people. The egg price spike didn't fit the Biden savior storyline. Inflation under Democrats is downplayed. Under Republicans, it's weaponized. This isn't journalism. It's information management. The broader impact. For working Americans, this isn't academic, it's survival. Eggs are a staple. Inexpensive protein for millions. Key ingredient for countless food products. A barometer for household inflation. When eggs go from $1.40 to nearly $5, that impacts every meal. School lunches, family breakfasts, bakery costs, restaurant margins. It hits the bottom 80% of income earners hardest. And the elites? They shrug. Their Whole Foods free-range omega-3 cage-free 7-ounce eggs are a luxury, not a necessity. Inflation, designed or incompetence. Was this preventable? Arguably, yes. But more importantly, was it allowed? Think about it. Devaluing the currency gives the government more control over debt. Higher costs create demand for government assistance. Small farmers, producers, and local suppliers are crushed, leaving the market open for industrial consolidation. Is it incompetence or a feature, not a bug? What happens after the hike? Even if prices come down, they rarely return to pre-crisis levels. This is called price ratcheting. Eggs at $4.70 may drop to $3.30, but never back to $1.40. The new normal becomes higher consumer expectations, normalized dependency on government aid, shrinking middle-class buying power. It's not just about breakfast anymore. It's about economic control. How to respond? Here's what you can do. 1. Decentralize your food sources. Support local farmers. Buy eggs from direct-to-consumer co-ops. Grow your own food where possible. 2. Hedge against inflation. Hard assets, gold, Bitcoin. Food storage, energy independence. 3. Demand media accountability. Call out selective outrage. Follow independent journalists and sources. Share data that exposes the narrative. 4. Know what's coming. Eggs are the canary in the coal mine. Next could be meat, dairy, bread. The system is strained, and we're being told it's normal. It's not. Final thoughts. C.C. Rollins isn't just talking about eggs. He's talking about systemic dishonesty, economic manipulation, and the cost of manufactured silence. Eggs went up 237% under Biden, and no one in power wanted to talk about it. But your grocery bill noticed. Your budget noticed. Your family noticed. And now, it's time we all notice and act. Subscribe for more economic deep dives, supply chain analysis, and truths the mainstream media won't touch.